W Art Academy. So I'm going to give him some minutes.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Franco Grasso. I'm from IW Academy, and today I'm here for talking about rope access, preventive vision of safety, preventive vision. It's something about a not common topic, so I'm going to speak about something more generic about rope access as a working method that allows solving complex access in industry right now, and it's actually derived from alpinism, mountaineering, caving, and something. So you can take a look at the picture that I shared with you today. I think it's really good for have an idea about this kind of work that actually is a technique that permit to access in the industry today. So we have really a really method we have to talk about this access method or this way of work, because it's not really a job. It's like a start that we can use for reach these points. So what we find during 10 years of investigation is a really big opportunity in the industry for do this kind of works, but we saw a lot of problems about laws, about technical standards, and about technical manufacturing standard for all the equipment of personal protection. So it's what I'm going to talk about today, because we saw in the last 20-30 years a really big work about as the privacy institution that make us, give us a standard, but a standard that actually is not so close, is not so aligned with the rules, with the law that we used to follow during any kinds of work. We are talking about rules and laws of safety, job regulation, and something. So we have to remember that there's technical standards, there are technical laws, but we have a scheme of complete system law, like regulation, like the laws, the general laws of safety in the industry. So that was what we found. We found that laws are a little bit not so well known, but not so good defined, because we have just not too much documents, not too much literature about the specific way of work with the roads. We have a really big development about general laws in the industry and for safety, environment, and in health in wars. There's a lot of associations around the world. They are focusing in a technical standard, and actually they are more than 20 different institutions in the world doing and define quite the same things. So they are really important information for operating in industry, but this kind of technical norms are focused in a resolution rescue plan, and not so much in a prevention scheme, that is the tactical scheme in the industry, in the safety mass of industry. There's a lot of manufacturers about personal equipment for safety works and aids, but the problem is that a lot of standards and a lot of different points of view. This is a panorama really complicated for the workers, the final user of the equipment, the final user of the procedure scheme, because he's a little bit confused. By the way, when we are speaking today, we have a new norm. It's really important, the ANSI CETA 459. It was a new norm published in United States last year, just in August of last year, and it's a new standard that can close the circle with the ISO and with the specific other standards like the CEN, the CEN in Europe. So something changed right now. But by the way, what I'm going to talk in today is that there's a lot of parts that didn't so satisfied with this kind of system, with this confusion situation about different points of view and more that what we talked before. And so as then we start to work in a new scheme that actually is a new road access standard and focus it and first of all and laboral laws, that they are the most important way of work that we can find in industry. And it was like a definition about techniques, of course, road access techniques, but with operative standards, with the needed that we had working with this kind of method, and the international law and regulation. We had to look about a lot of laws, a lot of regulation around the world for do a review. And then the technological aspects, like what the manufacturer are used to study, to test in their fabrics, basically in their industry. And so we saw the convenience in this case of made a 5-level road access system for work and for training, for getting more complete. This was what actually is going to do ANSI in the United States since last year. So as we did that, we are now working on other aspects about safety that are a little bit not so much known in our kind of working road access. I'm talking about ergonomics aspects for the workers. I'm talking about health disease for road access workers, and of course we are talking about the plastic waste that is used, is a result of all the equipment that we use all the day in industry working with roads. And so while we are waiting about new laws in the United States, new laws in the European community, and more countries, we are now working about that. So actually I want to conclude my intervention speaking about my webpage. There's a personal webpage in ResearchGate where you can find more information about ergonomics in road access, about health disease, and about plastic waste. That I think that there are 3 really big myths, not only about safety in the industry, but of course about the wellness of the workers and the wellness of the environment that actually is where we work and where we live. So thanks so much. If you want to take a look about my works, you can get in the webpage, you can see there, and then you can get a look about the IWR Academy webpage. And thank you so much for hearing me today, and thank you for all the organization. And I say goodbye to everybody and all the colleagues around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcos. Okay, our next person. Neuroscience, and he's going to present us the work name